When I got the call from this man that he was down to do this interview, I was like 10 times above elated. He's a music mogul. He's brought a lot of careers in music to brand new heights, and he continues to be super relevant with a lot of hot artists that are smashing through the charts right now. My friend and mentor, Steve Lobel.
I'm a music manager and a production company. And I've started with Run DMC and Jam Master Jay. All my interviews, I always show love and respect to Jam Master Jay, Jason Mizell, dear friend of mine.
With your company, there's so many different aspects that are going on. So how did you actually come up with A2Z and the whole company?
It was funny because I felt like, you know, when I was dealing with Bone Thugs and Harmony, I was doing everything because they didn't really trust no one, they didn't really know no one, and no one knew how to deal with them. So I was like, when it came to the publicity, the public's like, you deal with it. When it came to the A&R, you deal with it. When it came to going on the road, you deal with it. Because you know, when you're an artist, you have to go to radio stations, so there's a promo guy from the label. I was the promo guy from the label because they didn't want to deal with it. When you go in the studios, an A&R. When there's A&R administration booking the studio. When there's a red carpet event. When there's going on tour, there's a tour manager and a road manager. And I said I came up with the name, and the company said I do everything A2Z Entertainment. So, and then one day I'm in the studio and I was scribbling, and I came up with the logo. I was blessed to work with Eazy-E, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Common Sense, which everybody knows him as Common, 3-6 Mafia, 8-Bone MJG, Big Pun, Fat Joe, Sean Kingston, Iyaz, Man, Nipsey Hussle.
Missy Elliot also. I mean, you're good friends with Missy Elliot.
I was on Missy Elliott's reality show, probably one of the first reality shows. It was on UPN, CBS. It was called Road to Stardom.
Steve speaks about it in a matter-of-fact kind of way, and like all those records that we're talking about, you know, we're sitting right in front of kind of the Hall of Fame behind us.
Hard work. That's all hard work.
I mean, the names of some of the albums that he's dropping on there is really up on the wall. It's really work and production that he's actually been a part of.
There's a lot of passion up there, and a lot of aggravation, and a lot of struggle, a lot of sacrifice, and a lot of work.
It takes more than hunger, I think.
It takes no sleep. It takes common sense. It takes organization and will and God.
When you find or discover a new artist, you know, what are you doing with their career?
Well, just so you know, to the younger fans and older fans, I'm a dinosaur, but I'm fossil fuel. At the end of the day, I take talent, I find them, and we nurture them. And then we become like father figures and coaches. We give them a little tough love, and we fulfill their dreams. The best feeling I get is when you take someone like Man, who's 16 years old, was 16 years old when we discovered him, and now he's 19, and he has a #2 record in the UK, had a top 10 record in the United States, but it didn't happen overnight. He's released mixtapes, and he's released other songs before we released Buzzin' with 50 Cent, and we have so much more. His next single is featuring Iyaz and Snoop Dogg. It's called Return to the Mat. That's one perfect example. My partner Big U comes home from the penitentiary, 13 years incarcerated. He's from a neighborhood in South Central, and he says, I'm gonna bring you some talent. And he brought me a lot of talent. And one of those talented people he brought was Nipsey Hussle. So you take somebody from a gang environment, and next thing you know, Nip now is a phenomenon on the internet, in the streets, in the mixtape circuit, and he's one of those next anticipated West Coast artists. There's another amazing story. Sean Kingston, mother was incarcerated, walking around Los Angeles in a white t-shirt trying to shop his deal to everybody. MySpace was huge then. He's hitting everybody on MySpace. And he hit J.R. Rodham. And J.R. Rodham was so smart enough to hit him back. And then Sean Kingston became who he was. And I was blessed to meet Sean Kingston. And now he calls me his stepdad. And I've been around the world with him numerous amount of times. And then we partner up. And we find shorties like a melody in my head. Find Iyaz. And now we have Iyaz, who sold millions of singles. We have a Latino-Mexican rapper from West LA named Coco. And we just did a joint venture with 3-6 Mafia. And I just ran into 3-6 Mafia a couple weeks ago, and they said, Steve, you gave us our first gold plaque. And it's right there. And years later, now we're doing business with Coco. So it's just good, man. God is good. Taking these artists and just nurturing them with a team. You know, I have a team. Shout out Beluga Heights. J.R. Rodham, who gives everybody the hits.
Yes, sir.
Together, everybody achieves more. And without a team, you know, you can't make stuff possible. You can't do it by yourself.
I was just saying how music is a crazy industry, and I only know it from working photo shoots and working music videos and sets and that sort of stuff. What I really respect about Steve is any of the artists that you talk to will tell you that he's the real deal. Like Sean Kingston really does call him stepdad.
You see what it says right here. Sean Kingston to the best manager, Steve Lobel. You know, it's all proven. I didn't write that.
You really help artists and safeguard them from, I feel like things that, I mean, people's careers get ended quickly in music, man.
Yeah, I mean, I try to keep longevity and try to have a personal relationship with them also.
And you came from much humbler beginnings. So tell me, what are some of the things that drove you to get to this place?
I mean, you know, like, I'm definitely from Queens. I never forget where I'm from. My dad told me when I was about 12, if you wanted that dirt bike or the bicycle, you got to go out there and work for it. And all I know is work. And I went out there and I delivered newspapers and I shoveled snow and I bust tables and I raked leaves and did whatever I had to do to save money to buy that bicycle and then the motorcycle and then the dirt bike and then the car. I wasn't given nothing. There's no silver spoon here. They told me to judge people for their soul and their mind. And my mom let everybody through my door, every race, religion, and she fed them and gave them money. And I grew up with all types of people, and I think that's what made me who I am today. You know, big thank you to my dad and my mom. Rest in peace to my mom. She passed away this past Christmas, and she was a big inspiration, and I do miss her and I love her. And I think she's above me right now trying to guide me and take care of me. Let's
talk about any current projects, or I mean, there's 2 million and a half to speak about, so you could choose any one.
I mean, I will say we're in the month of May in 2011. Man is about to drop a new single. His next single is produced by J.R. Rodham, featuring Iyaz and Snoop Dogg. It's called Return of the Mac. Iyaz is about to drop his new single off his new album, featuring Travis McCoy, Latino rapper I have named Coco. We're in the studio with DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia as we speak. Sean Kingston, my little son, working on his new single, so he'll be back. He's just been touring the world. Nipsey Hussle just dropped a classic mixtape called The Marathon. I'm working on my book, The Coach Lasts Longer Than a Player.
Yes.
It's going to be told by pictures and the history of my life.
The book he's working on, I was blessed to see some of like the pictures that are going to be in that book.
If people on my Facebook, they see pictures and they're amazed by that, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm taking you back a decade with these pictures.
Yes, sir.
When I had hair. I'm working on a Steve Lobel and Friends reality show.
Nice.
I just did another reality show called I Manage a Celebrity with T.I.'s manager and Akon's manager. A lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that no one knows about. And then I have this new technology. It's called Shout-O-Matic.
All right.
So you know how you be on your Twitter and your Facebook typing everything?
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of these states now, the law is you can't type and text while you drive. So we created, my partner Norm Levy created a thing called Shout-O-Matic. So instead of you typing in, hey, I'm at Steve Lobel's, interviewing Steve Lobel, now you could call in and it be your voice. And it'll go straight to your Twitter and your Facebook. And it's another company that I got going on that I'm a partner in. It's vibemobile.com. Vibe Mobile is a technology, it's an app. You're gonna have to join and get the app to understand what it's about. It's gonna be some new technology, it's gonna be amazing. I'm working on family time with my family after my mom passed. God has so much in store.
Anybody that says they hustle, you need to feel the energy that is Steve Lobel.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta work. Go hard or go home. I don't wanna say my age, but I am a worker. As long as you love what you do, that's all that counts. And at the end of the day, you get what you put into it. If you wanna sit on the couch and play PlayStation all day and get high, that's cool, but don't complain. You could dream for things and you could want things and you could want to be something in life, but if you don't work hard for it, it's not going to happen. You know, Lamar Odom from Queens didn't become a superstar Los Angeles Laker by sitting in the park in Queens. He worked at it every day and trained and worked out and was in the gym and so on and so forth. Whatever you want to be in life, whatever your dream is that you want in life, you have to work for it. You have to educate yourself and go to school maybe for it and work hard at it and practice and train and whatever it might be. You know, I'm self-made. I did go to school, but I didn't finish. I was so infatuated with working and making money that I would leave school, but I went back and got a degree. You get what you put into it. Nothing happens overnight. Trust me on that.
I speak a lot in middle schools, high schools, and colleges. When I was trying to etch my career out, the amount of hustle that I put into is what I don't see in a lot in some of the younger students that I might talk to. Right. So that whole piece is gonna totally make final edit because I want you guys to know what kind of, just the kind of outlook it takes just to kind of create those kind of results. Because sometimes kids or just people in general want it too fast.
Right,
and it doesn't happen like that. Like, you have to be extremely focused. Like, when I was 18, I woke up every day and I was like, how can I become the best apparel designer? And you know, my career has taken so many crazy paths. I'm sitting here now with Steve Lobel, which is crazy. But the amount of focus in the beginning was a laser point. And that's the same
I'm proud
kind
of you.
that's the same kind of principle that he's talking about.
I'm definitely proud of you. You know, we shared a drive back from Vegas when we met, and that was amazing. You get what you put into it.
How can people reach you? You're not a big Twitter dude.
I mean, to be honest with you, I just got on Twitter. It's Twitter, obviously, at Steve Lobel. I'm not following nobody. Everybody's following me. Facebook is A2Z Entertainment.
Yeah.
My official website is www.a-2-zentertainment.com.
Get on that website.
Exactly.
A2Z Entertainment. Check out all the amazing artists that we all just talked about. I want to really, really thank Steve Lobel for taking time out. Definitely on my mentor list. And so, yeah, thank you for clicking on it. And that's another episode of FNN. I feel so blessed.
I just want to say before we, take off is basically I appreciate the littlest things in life, and I'm humble. I appreciate you taking the time out to learn about me and educate yourself about me and doing this interview, and that I could show the world. My slogan is patience and sacrifice equals success. Everybody's so infatuated with materialistic things and money, which is great, but at the end of the day, all that stuff could disappear. Everything goes up, must come down. Never forget where you come from. Stay humble, keep God first, and like I said, God bless. These young kids keep me relevant and keep me looking young. Keep
And
me
for
looking
real
young.
though, you know Steve, man, he's in great shape right now.
Do 500 push-ups a day like I'm in a penitentiary.
This is Dior, by the way.
This is my pride and joy. This is my little daughter. Loyal as can be. The best thing in my life. This is little Dior. She's 8 years old.
Early 90s hip hop. Come on.
Yeah, 83, 84,
Come on.
85. Not the 90s. Man's a 90s baby. I'm taking you back to 83, 84, 85, 86. Tougher Than Leather tour.
Yeah.
All that type of stuff.
School him. Tell him about hip hop.
And you can't just pop up my house. Trust me when I tell you. We got Dior, who's the miniature pincher guard dog.
I told you before, don't run up on Steve. I done told you.
Don't let the color fool you.
Don't get it twisted. Anything else you want to go over?
No, everything is fine.
Yeah, I think we're good. We have tons of footage there. What?